Welcome, everyone, to the Road to Millions. Andy and Steve from WagerTalk.com. Thanks for joining us. We've got a great show for everybody. First, we're going to get into the betting lab with some notes about some games and things that we see over the weekend and for tonight that should help you on all your bets. We're going to update the Road to Millions. And if you've not joined us before, we're going to explain a little bit what the Road to Millions is. We're going to give you the streak of the day, which is a play that jumped off the page until we researched it just a little bit more, and it just came up short of making the card. And, of course, we're going to do the Millionaire Money free play. It's a bet that you're surely going to be interested in betting. We're going to do one play a week from now on to try and get that 3% a week, which we'll explain in the Road to Millions. So if you love this content, you love the Road to Millions, and you love the gambling content at WagerTalk.com, hit the like and subscribe button, and don't forget to leave us a comment. Steve, let's get into the betting lab. This is where we talk about some things, kind of some trends that we're noticing. And the one that you've noticed that's pretty glaring is the Arizona Diamondbacks. Let's talk about them and what should bettors know about them.
Yeah, you got to look at the Diamondbacks as a potential fade team at this point. Obviously, they're on an 8-game losing streak, and during that time, the offense has just been anemic. They've only scored 15 runs combined across those 8 games, maxing out at 4 runs. I mean, it's a lot of. It's 5 of the 8 games, I believe, was 2 or less. A lot of these hitters that are younger hitters that were thriving early in the year, Corbin Carroll, Ketel Martes, these guys are struggling at the plate, batting below 200. I think Marte for the month of August is batting below, in like the 150 range. Neither of these hitters are getting anything done. Merrill Kelly looks like he has an injury issue now as well. This is a team that led the National League West just a few months ago. They were ahead of the Dodgers. Now they're 11.5 games back of the Dodgers. They've fallen behind the San Francisco Giants. They're below 500. And just this losing streak and their ineptitude to score runs, you have to start looking at them as a team to fade moving forward.
Yeah, it's certainly, this is right up our alley. We're looking at teams to fade. We always say it's easier to bet against teams than it is to bet on teams. We always say it's really hard to be good and great in a sport every night, but it's pretty easy to be bad. So
yeah,
that's kind of our theory. I wanted to point out just how strange the last couple days have been for betting, and I don't know if we're in just kind of an odd streak where some of these underdogs are winning. I mean, you've got the Brewers win by 1 against the Rockies yesterday. Oakland beats Texas 2-0. The Tigers beat the Twins. The Cardinals beat the Rays. The Braves barely beat the Pirates despite having 15 hits. They don't cover the run line there. The Mets beat the Cubs. And then you got the Red Sox. They only win by 1 on Wednesday. Those were Wednesday's results. And then you look at yesterday, the Pirates beat the Braves. The Tigers beat the Twins again. The Cardinals beat the Rays. And honestly, the Red Sox were lucky to get the run line win 2-0. The Royals had 7 hits, and they just didn't score any runs. And then you have the Dodgers not covering the run line against the Rockies. I feel like the last few days has kind of been one of these ugly, like if you're taking the +1.5s on the bad teams, you've been winning. So I know we haven't had the best couple days, but whenever I see these streaks, I wonder, is now the time to start jumping on the favorites? Because it feels like the underdogs have kind of had their day the last couple days, and maybe we get back to some of these good teams not screwing around. And the Dodgers 2-1, 2-1 against Colorado. We had a 1% play on the run line on that one, and you and I followed it. It just couldn't have been more disappointing. We can go into that. We can start updating what happened yesterday.
Yeah, so Kershaw looked pretty good in his return. He was strong and he did his job for the 5 innings necessary that they needed him for. Just couldn't score any runs last night, and the Dodgers. And then we get into that. The end of the game drove me crazy with this bases loaded situation. First off, is there a guy that comes up to the plate that doesn't have a 300 some odd batting average with so many home runs with the bases loaded? I feel like every hitter that comes up to the plate with bases loaded, I know it's a vulnerable situation for the pitcher, so it kind of makes sense that these guys would have some elevated statistics, but but they just kept. It felt like they were just jinxing us last night. Every hitter that comes to the plate, Dodgers, #1 in the league in grand slams. Dodgers, most runs scored with 2 outs. Now, once they got to the 2-out mark, bases loaded. Every single time, I'm sitting there we just needed a base hit, and it just felt like the announcers were essentially jinxing us, just bringing up all these different statistical categories that the Dodgers thrive in this exact situation. Chris Taylor, showing the grand slams, and we can't get the single that we need to cover the run line. It's frustrating sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, if you'd have told me the Rockies were going to have 1 run and 4 hits, I'm going, oh, easy
Sign me
win.
up.
Easy win. So this is where playing the low percentages really helped us, because we have not been great in baseball. I mean, we were due for regression. We started off August like insanely hot. I think we were 11-2 at one point. So we've dropped some, but the lower units really, really help. I think we just kind of hit a bad couple of days, and I'm perfectly fine with keeping with what we do. We're #1 on WagerTalk in winning percentage in MLB. So times like this are going to happen. We just stick to our plan and what we do, and we'll keep doing the same thing in MLB. So yeah, go ahead.
And what we did has worked. I mean, we tailed back the units a little bit, and if you look at the past couple of days, even with the losing, we've had some spots where we even scaled back the units a little lower and probably saved ourselves a couple of units. That's all I just wanted to mention.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Losses are going to happen. Let's weather the storm, and we'll come out on the other side up. We've got some really good parlay pieces that have already hit. The Blue Bombers last night, Steve, we had them on the money line. And this is a classic case of bad teams just find a way to lose. So the Blue Bombers, they go down 22-0 to the worst team in the Canadian Football League, the Edmonton Elks. The Blue Bombers starting quarterback throws a horrific pick 6 interception, and he gets hurt on the play, so he's out. So now the Bombers are down 22-0 with their backup quarterback. This is a recipe for disaster, right?
For sure.
38-29. They gave up 38 points to the backup quarterback.
Wow.
You could just feel it at halftime, man. Like Edmonton used all their scripted plays, and it was like, uh-oh. And the backup looked great, and they went into halftime. I even said on Twitter, I'm like, Bombers are plus 160 to win this game outright. Like, it's a good bet. So we cashed that one. We've got a tennis parlay piece that should be closing out here, and then we've got golf that's looking great. So I'm feeling great about the weekend. And let's talk real quick about what we have for the weekend plays. If you're new to the Road to Millions, thank you for joining us. Steve and I are taking the challenge on of turning $1,000 into $1 million. All we need to do is make 3% a week. So if you have not seen the original video, I encourage everyone to just go look it up on Monday, June 26th. It explains everything about how the Road to Millions works. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below, or you can DM me on Twitter. I'd be happy to explain everything to you and how this works. But it is all of our plays that we have at WagerTalk, 100% transparency. Every play that we post at WagerTalk, we bet ourselves. And it's amazing. We don't pull any money out of the bankroll. We're just trying to make 3% on our bankroll a week. We're down a little bit, but with some of the pending plays, I got high hopes, and I think this is going to be a really good weekend. So what do we have up on WagerTalk? So we have our MLB plays of the day. We're still going with the low units. I expect these plays to be 1% and 2% max. Lacrosse best bet. If you're not playing lacrosse, you're missing out. These are on the domestics, but the lacrosse department is crushing the Premier Lacrosse League. 11-4 on best bets. Was it a 42% ROI? Something crazy. Yeah, we got a best bet that's up there. MMA pack is up, and then soccer returns. Soccer is a great source of profits for us. We're uploading a ton of futures. I believe Corbin's got 9 or 10 small futures. He's only lost 1 since we've been at WagerTalk, but soccer will return. If you have the domestics, these soccer plays are a must. We use a lot of parlays and some of the props that are on the domestic. So if you have the domestics, you got to put soccer in. We're #1 last 365 days in soccer profits, #1 since we started posting. So really excited about that. Some promo codes if you want to use, if you want to just get the rest of the MLB season, MLB 189, use that promo code, get you the rest of the regular season for $189, #1 on winning percentage in MLB. And if you want to get a year's pass, which we're recommending, use the promo code Andy365, get you $500 off a full year of sports pack. Get it before football season. We will be having our 5% plays in football went 21-9 last year, and we were number one in total. So expect a really good year in NFL. Just get that year pass, and it gets all of our plays in all of our sports. So, all right, let's just do the streak of the day, and then we're going to get to the Millionaire Money free play. So, the streak of the day is a play that looks great on paper. We're getting a good price. And then we research it just a little bit more, and it comes up just short of making the card. So we got a big number here on the 2.5 HRR. This is hits, runs, and RBIs. So the streak of the day is taking the over on Nick Castellanos, but it's going to come up just short of making the card. Steve, why did we decide to lay off?
Well, looking at it, I mean, the number, even at 2.5, he's cleared this number in 8 of his last 10 games. He's been on fire at the plate. He hit a home run last night as well. And facing the perfect pitcher, Dallas Keuchel, on the mound.
Yes.
And he's 7 for 18 against him in his career with a home run. We know we like to fade, and so doesn't anyone that bets MLB likes to fade Dallas Keuchel over the years. Yeah, and he's got a great track record against him. Like I said, 7 for 18 with the home run. Batting at home, Citizens Bank Park is a very favorable hitting environment, especially when the weather gets warmer here in August. Only thing is the 2.5. We're generally, when we're targeting it over here, we're looking for the 1.5. 2.5 is a little bit high, makes it obviously a lot harder to clear that number. It is at plus 125, which makes it a little bit more attractive because you can risk a little bit less for a little bit more profit. But we'll lay off of it for today and monitor it going forward. He's been a hot hitter though, so he's someone to look for.
All right, strictly that Nick Castellanos did not make our card. It was very close. However, we are doing our Millionaire Money free play. So here's how this is going to work moving forward. So the premise of the Road to Millions is that we are aiming to make 3% per week, whether it's using a bunch of plays or just using a few. Last week, we were very low volume. We get to 10 units plus. So this week, we're a little bit more high volume, and we just thought we're going to try one play. Can we give out one play a week that gets you 3%? So right now, we've done it on Fridays. I'm aiming to do this on Thursdays, and part of the reason is I don't want to do it on Friday because I think the term Friday free play is one of the corniest and dumbest names that we could come up with. So I think we want to aim for Thursday when we give out our Millionaire Money free play of the week. So so I'm in charge of it this week because we hit MMA last week. We'll try and do it again. So here is I don't have the final price, but it's a really nice 144 on this. So Millionaire Money free play. It's a UFC parlay. We're going Isaac Dolgarian and Francis Marshall will not go the distance. So Isaac Dolgarian is coming from LFA. He comes out of the gate so fast. He's never had a fight go over 3 minutes. But he just comes out and he smokes his opponents. But he's been fighting bad opponents. Like Steve, his last opponent was a 44-year-old boxer in an MMA. It didn't go well for the boxer.
Yeah.
So Dolgarian's going to come out fast. This is by far his biggest step up in competition. I'm a fan of Francis Marshall. Marshall lost his last fight. He got real tentative in the first round. Didn't implement his game plan until it was too late. Almost got the finish late. The opponent survives. Marshall loses by split decision. Marshall is a good wrestler and a really strong striker. I think Dolgarian comes out fast again, and Dolgarian goes for broke. He maybe finishes Marshall early, but if he doesn't, I don't think he's got the cardio to last. And Marshall, I love his wrestling strength and his striking. One of these guys, I think, gets finished. I lean Francis Marshall to get the finish because I just don't trust the competition level of Dolgarian, but Marshall could easily get smoked, so I'll take it to not go the distance. And then we're going to parlay that with Luana Santos on the money line over Juliana Miller. I followed Juliana Miller when she was on The Ultimate Fighter, and Steve, she's not that good. She's just not. He won the season, but the woman she beat is horrible, like terrible. So Juliana Miller gets the win, and then she fights her next UFC opponent and gets dominated on the ground by a woman that isn't known for being good on the ground. She's 3-2. She's very raw. She has no striking game. She's not very strong. Her takedown game and ground game is not very good. Luana Santos is making her UFC debut. Santos is going to be a little bit better striking And I think she's going to work the takedowns on Juliana Miller. I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to fade Juliana Miller because I just don't think she's UFC caliber. I don't think she's even close to UFC caliber. So we parlay these two together, and we're getting plus 144, and that is a really, really good price on these two things for UFC Fight Night. So that's going to be the Millionaire Money free play. I don't like the name Millionaire Money free play. If you guys have any other suggestions for the play of the week, let me know. And Steve,
Yeah, that would be great thing to comment on.
yeah, leave a comment or what the play. It's just one play a week. Can we get the 3% play? My creative juices are not flowing. And Steve and I are pretty convinced we came up with the name a few days ago and we both forgot about it.
I'll remember it eventually. It'll come back. It always comes back to me.
We're better at handicapping sports than we are remembering what name we came up with a couple of days ago. So
Yeah, that's for sure.
yeah, absolutely. So, okay, real quick recap, guys. At the betting lab, we talked about the Arizona Diamondbacks and what a funk they're in. The streak of the day, Nick Castellanos. We're not going to play that one, and we did the Millionaire Money free play. If you haven't seen the original Road to Millions video, it's on Monday, June 26th on the WagerTalk YouTube channel. The bankroll builder spreadsheet, that's free to everybody. It's how you can track your bankroll and follow us on the Road to Millions. The link is in the description of this video. And just real quick, the Millionaire Money free play. Bulgarian Marshall will not go the distance, and Luana Santos on the money line. So, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave us a comment. Tell us if you like the free play or not. Tell us what we should name it because I'm struggling a little bit on this one. And we are going to be back Sunday. And then next week will be interesting because I will be in Vegas. I'll be in a different time zone. So our videos starting Monday may come out a little bit later than normal since I'll be in a different time zone. But we will be here Sunday to get everyone ready for Sunday's action. So good luck to everyone. Let's cash. Go grab our plays at wagertalk.com, and we will see everyone on Sunday.
Good luck this weekend.